Dr. Nick Araza, Santa Barbara Family Chiropractic. We're talking about how to drive and travel safely. So, traveling's hard on your body because you have to be in these postures of sitting primarily for really long periods of time. So, if you're on an airplane, there's not a lot you can do. You can wiggle in your seat. You can do some rocks with your pelvis. You can go for a walk to the bathroom, do some squats, lunges. I do that. I'm the weirdo doing that in the back. Join me on the cause. In the car, you want to stop as often as you can possibly tolerate. You're trying to get somewhere, so you don't want to stop all the time. But I think a 2-hour minimum is reasonable for some lunges, kicks, stand, walk, whatever you got to do for a few minutes. If you got kids, you don't have to worry about it because you can't go more than 2 hours anyways. All right, so when you're in the car, again, the reason cars are hard on your spine is because your knees are way above your hips. That causes your low back to round out. So you're going to have some lumbar support, okay? Now, I've been in a lot of cars, believe it or not, and I think I've only felt one that was even sort of reasonable in its lumbar support. So when people say, nah, I don't need any lumbar support, my car has it, you don't have enough, okay? So it's better to err on the side of too much than not enough. Okay, and really what it should feel like is a little bit uncomfortable. Okay, we should have something. This is an ab mat. We talked about this on the sitting, right? The ellipse side down, so the thick part there. You don't want to have it all the way down. You want it a couple inches up so that that peak goes right above your hips. My hip is right here. It's about right there. So now if you have a postural distortion that we're working on that's different, we'll talk about that in terms of what to do differently than this, but if we don't mention it, then this is good for you. So you can use anything. You can ball up a sweatshirt. You can take this and you can wedge it in that same zone, push yourself over it, and I can feel it's poking me in the back. It's not the most comfortable thing, but I'd rather be a little bit uncomfortable now than pay for my discs later, right? So ab mats are great. We actually have some that are smaller than this in the office that we sell. That cheapest and best that I found for the job. Okay, so 2-hour breaks. Don't put it all the way down. Once you're also, another thing that to do to get yourself in a good position is once you're all set up, you're pushed back, you've got this in the spot, you want to set your mirrors. Okay, set your mirrors to the right, appropriate, good postured position. That way, if you start to slouch forward or something, you're like, hey, I can't see. Oh yeah, that's right. It's a key to help you trigger, because a lot of this is muscle memory, coordination, making it subconscious, and it takes repetition and time. But if you're someone who commutes, you gotta have support. You gotta practice these things. Also, if you're inflamed, if you're irritated, low back, you want to try to push your pelvis into the seat belt. So a lot of times the seat belt will be across the body here, and you want to just like do a little bit of a push with the hips forward. That can protect and add a little bit of arch into your low back. I think that's about it. Take breaks and work on this stuff. Health is freedom, and this stuff makes a big difference.